Ms. Rios tells me you're ready to enter a plea in your case. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Davis will put you under oath in just a moment and then ask you a bunch of questions about your rights as a criminal defendant. Make sure you answer all of her questions truthfully and completely. And also let me know if you have any questions of your own. If something comes up you don't understand or is confusing you, I need you to let me know. Will you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Davis.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter currently before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. Please state your true and correct legal name.
Quamein Harris.
Can you spell your first and middle name?
Quaimane. And my middle name is Kidez.
Are you taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication at this time?
No, ma'am.
Is there any medication that you normally take that has not been given to you today?
No, ma'am. I don't take medicine.
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
I'm 31 years old and I completed high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
I graduated from a Christian academy program. It's in Georgia. I got to pull it up in my phone because it's been a minute since I've been in there.
You don't remember the name of it?
No, I can pull it up.
No, that's okay. Were you at that school all 4 years or were you at
No,
8?
it was like because I had dropped out of high school, the program you just take the test and stuff, and if you pass it, you can go and take another test for your
GED kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you ever in a more traditional high school?
But traditional high school, I was at Frank McLaren High School at College Park.
In College Park?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you able to read, write, understand the English language? Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're charged with the following offense in indictment 24 SC 002485, 26 counts of entering an automobile?
How many counts?
26.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to either plead guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Ms. Rios?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you discussed all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges of this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes.
Ms. Rios, do you waive the formal reading of the indictment and any and all defects therein for the purposes of this plea?
Yes.
Mr. Harris, do you remember having been arrested on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, we are not aware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Ms. Rios, are you aware of any outstanding warrants?
No.
Mr. Harris, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge to which you're pleading to today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if your guilty plea is a blind plea, also called a non-negotiated plea, the state may still recommend a sentence to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court can impose any sentence authorized by law, including a higher sentence than recommended by the state, up to the maximum sentence on each charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that this guilty plea will permanently be recorded on your criminal history?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as other jurisdictions, including federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if you are not a United States citizen, a guilty plea conviction will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation, just like a conviction at trial would. And that is true regardless of any advice by your attorney or anybody else.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm or use a firearm in a crime, you'll be guilty of a felony, which may carry a sentence from 1 to 15 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following trial?
Yes, ma'am.
For example, your guilty plea may affect the right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to serve on a jury, the right to obtain a passport, the right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including mental health defenses, by entering a guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to the presumption of innocence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to appeal a convict of these charges after a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for a felony charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to indictment 24 SC 002485 for the 26 counts of entering an automobile?
Guilty under Alford.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, we believe at trial, the facts would bear out that on August 27th, 2022, at about 8:15 p.m., near the location of 600 Martin Street in Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, that the individual before us was observed on surveillance camera footage, driving a blue Envoy truck to a location where two individuals exited the vehicle and proceeded to break into 26 cars. And then after they were finished breaking into the vehicle, they did get and return back to the defendant's vehicle. Officers were able to review FUSA's camera footage, which is kind of surveillance footage for the city of Atlanta, track the description of the vehicle to a tag, ping the tag to some of the tag card readers, and attribute that vehicle being driven by the defendant.
Because the vehicle was registered to him or it ended up at his address, or what connects?
The vehicle is registered to him. There was also, it's my understanding, some cell phone tower pinging information that they were able to obtain as well. So I think it was the combination of the surveillance camera footage, the tag reader, and the cell phone.
Got it. So you're not necessarily saying that Mr. Harris was one of the two guys who got out of the truck. Could be, but you're saying at a minimum, the evidence would show his truck, his cell phone, all connect through data, et cetera, with what happened.
Correct.
Okay. What about restitution? That's a whole lot of cars.
There were a whole lot of victims as well. We've made contact, I want to say it was the 6 or 7 of the victims. Not all the victims were able to be contacted. That was going to be our ask, a part of it, to have a restitution hearing at a later date and time to make sure that we got those specifics for the cost, whether it was a deductible or outright cost paid by the victims.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Jackson. Thanks for rejoining us.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any criminal history information for Mr. Harris?
There are 14 cycles. The last arrest was February 25th, 2020 with the City of Atlanta Police Department for 2 counts of possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does have prior felony convictions. It's one in 2015 for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, one in 2014 for aggravated assault and bus or rail vehicle hijacking, and one in 2013 out of DeKalb County for burglary. He does have misdemeanor convictions, one in 2019 for a non-fingerprintable offense, and another one in 2019 out of Douglas County for possession of marijuana and criminal trespassing. And there was another one in 2019 for possession of marijuana less than an ounce and theft by receiving stolen property. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Ms. Rios.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harris is 31 years old. He's born and raised in Georgia. He has one daughter who's 12 years old that he does share custody with the mother, and provides financial support. He's the owner of the Trinity Towing Company, which those are the documents that I provided. In regards to this case, he was doing it under Alford because he's been cooperative. He went down to the police station when they asked him to go down. He's spoken to the officer. The only thing connecting it is his vehicle. They're not alleging that he actually broke into the cars as accomplice, but he understands that at trial, you'd never know what could happen. And rather than risk being convicted, to have some type of say in what the outcome is in the case. So we're asking for 5 years probation so he can continue to care for his daughter.
Okay. Ms. Davis, I didn't write it down, so I don't think you said it, but I may have missed it. What was the state's recommendation in the case?
It was 5 serving 1 year.
Okay, any conditions to the probation?
Yes, Judge, we wanted the defendant to participate in an anti-theft prevention course, perform community service hours in the amount of 60 community service hours, and we wanted to reserve the right for a course of restitution hearing.
Got it.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing had a little bit of everything: multiple felonies, 26 vehicles, cell phone pings, a blue Envoy truck, and a defendant hoping to avoid jail time. Mr. Quamein Harris appeared in court to enter a guilty plea to a whopping 26 counts of entering an automobile. That's not a typo. And yet, the courtroom atmosphere was calm, deliberate, and respectful, much like the judge himself, who kept things measured while walking Harris through every single right and consequence with care. The tone was formal but not stuffy, and the court ensured Harris understood what he was signing up for. To his credit, Mr. Harris was polite, cooperative, and engaged no outbursts, no dodging. He gave his full legal name, confirmed he wasn't under any influence, and answered each "yes, ma'am" like he meant it. Despite the serious charges, his demeanor reflected someone who knew the stakes and wanted to own his path forward. Now, let's break down the case. The state alleged that in August 2022, surveillance footage captured Harris arriving at the scene in his blue Envoy, where 2 individuals exited and proceeded to break into 26 different cars. They returned to the vehicle, and investigators tied everything back to Harris using traffic camera footage, tag readers, and cell phone data. It's the kind of tech-savvy trail that's becoming more common in prosecutions these days. What's important here is that the state did not say Harris was seen breaking into any cars himself, but as the driver of the vehicle, his connection was enough for accomplice liability. The DA was straightforward. While they didn't have visuals of Harris doing the breaking and entering, his vehicle and digital footprint were all over it. The defense, presented by Ms. Rios, gave the court a bit more context. Harris is 31, a Georgia native, father to a 12-year-old daughter, and owner of a towing company, Trinity Towing. She presented documents to show his business ties and emphasized that this wasn't a situation where he was hiding or resisting. He voluntarily went to the police when asked, spoke with investigators, and cooperated throughout. Ms. Rios pushed for an Alford plea, which allows a defendant to maintain innocence while acknowledging that the state has enough evidence for a conviction. Her ask: 5 years probation so Harris could continue caring for his daughter and running his business. On the other side, the state sought 5 to serve 1, with some added conditions: an anti-theft prevention course, 60 hours of community service, and a reserved right for restitution hearings, which makes sense given 26 victims were potentially impacted, even though only a few had been contacted so far. The judge noted all of this and appeared thoughtful throughout. No final sentence was handed down during this hearing, but all signs pointed to the court weighing both accountability and rehabilitation seriously. At the end of the day, this hearing wasn't flashy, but it was honest. A defendant acknowledging the evidence against him, a defense attorney doing her best to protect his future, and a judge maintaining due process with quiet authority. And honestly, that's what you want from a courtroom. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.